Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. And I had up alone, I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect.
Wagwan people, Lumini here back again with another episode of the Sunderland Save here on my channel. We have got our first scout reports coming back here from our new scouts that we sent out. So we'll take a look through these quickly and see if there's a couple decent looking lads in here. Obviously we did want a couple prospects, very good prospect there. The Scottish lad looking decent. We're gonna let him go, and him, and we'll call him up. These two I'm gonna leave for now, just because their valuation's quite low, so I'm not sure they're quite at the level that we want at the moment. Declan Hull's looking decent. It's gonna be no for Reece Yates. Logan Anderson looking good. The goalkeeper. We have to have a goalkeeper in there at some point. Dominic Heath looking very good as well. Jesse Fleming, since he's the last one, we might as well call him up. We'll go take a look at the youth academy now that's full of players, which is very nice. Logan Anderson is a 60 rated goalkeeper, 6'4", actually looking not too bad at the moment. We've got Alistair Christie, he's a centre back, 5'11", physically looking very promising, actually very exciting to be fair. Declan Hull, right back / left back. Again, not looking too bad. Rob Hutchinson is a left mid, right winger and cam. So again, decent positions for us. Lewis Ritchie is a cam. He's currently 65 rated. I actually think we're going to call Lewis Ritchie straight up. And the same for Dominic Heath. He will also be called straight up. Currently sitting at 63. Everyone else is going to be left in there for now. Harrison Tucker, we're still waiting to grow a little bit. And then we've got Jesse Fleming as one of the new players in as well. The reason that I'm calling these boys up straight away is because I think maybe getting them out on loan may be the thing that we want to do. In fact, Lewis Ritchie I may even keep. I think I will keep him at the club. Dominic Heath need the position change for us really, but now I might just put him on the loan list and let him play as a left winger, and then once he comes back from loan then see what he can do for us. Besides from that, obviously last episode we made 8 signings in the first episode to increase our depth. We were desperate for signings to come in, and yeah, we did go ahead and make a lot. We have got our first game approaching, as well as me wanting to make a couple more signings. We only have 8 million left in the transfer budget. I think what we'll continue to do for now, while I make my mind up, is we'll just continue on to train and get towards the first game of the season, and then we'll make our decision on our way there. Yeah, so Ferguson is now a left wing back. Like I said, I'm going to ideally go for training that pace a little bit first, or do we do the work rate? I think the pace is probably the most pressing matter, so we'll put him on that training. Nothing else done yet, still more training to do before we get into the first game against Wolves. A transfer offer in here from Venezia for Ross Stewart. Obviously that is going to get rejected. Ross Stewart is far too important of a player for us right now. I have had an idea, and I don't know how well it's going to work with my plan as well. My original plan was going to be, I was going to go back in for Vertson when he stops hating us for the contract that we offered him, and then potentially sign, who was I going to sign? I've forgotten now. Oh, Lerma, who is a free agent, and potentially train him as a centre-back and have him play as a option for us. There's also Ampadu, who's available for only 5 million. It's a tough decision. Do we spend more money on a starting centre-back, or do we spend the bulk of the money on a new striker I'm gonna go back for Vertson, because I think if I can pick up Vertson for cheap, then we can sign a centre back. That was the original plan. I do still quite like the idea of having Vertson. We are at the first game against Wolves, though. I'm assuming we still can't go in for Vertson yet. I think he still hates us at the moment. No, we can go back in for Vertson now. So just before... Oh, Girona tried to go in for him. Interesting. So just before this game, we are going to try and go in and see if we can conclude a deal. I think we did agree 4.5 with them last time. I had a sell on for 10%. They're happy with that. So it's the same deal. So now they've gone up to 31. You're raising. You're meant to be coming down. 24,500, 270 sign on. He wants to think about it. He's a greedy bastard, this one, isn't he? Anyway, we haven't agreed a deal yet, so we will go into this game regardless of any of that. We do have a press conference for the first game of Sunderland back in the Prem, so let's get that done. Hi everyone, welcome to the first press conference of the season. Feel free to fire away your questions. You're about to take charge of your first game in the Premier League. How are you handling the pressure going into this first game against Wolves? I honestly am not feeling too much pressure. If I'm 100% honest, I think the pressure was more on us last season to perform in the Championship. But even then, I've never really felt pressure in this job. It's a pleasure to be here, and I have enjoyed working with the lads that we've got to work with. Obviously, we're on to a whole different kind of setup from what we were last season. Apologies. This season, we've got a lot more new bodies to fit in and integrate into the team. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the challenge of staying up in the Prem. And I'm looking forward to seeing where we end up at the end of the season. A lot of bodies already coming through the door at Sunderland. 8 new signings. Can you talk about how you're planning on getting them to gel into the squad? I talked about it a lot at the end of last season. We knew coming into the Premier League that we were going to have to bring in a lot of players. But the thing that was most important for me was not just to rush in players that maybe don't suit the play style that we're going for. Players that maybe don't necessarily start in the team. I want all the guys that are coming in and the guys that are in the squad to have to fight for their place between each other. That competition is something I like having in my squad. I think it's healthy to drive you to become better, and that's what I'm looking for in my signings. And yeah, I'm happy with everyone we've brought in so far. Obviously, first game of the season's coming up, and we just have to see how we can gel together. We had a decent enough pre-season, in my opinion, obviously with a lot of different bodies because we hadn't made all the signings yet. But I think from what I've seen, I'm happy with how things are going so far. You have the likes of Ross Stewart and Joe Gelhardt, but will we be seeing another striker come in to maybe compete? We're always looking to improve, especially now that we're in the Premier League and we're doing a completely different kind of project from what we planned in the first year. Ross Stewart was a massive signing for us, getting him to be with us for the next 2 years, and I'm hoping he'll be huge for us in the Premier League as he was for us in the Championship. He was an integral part of the team. Without him, we probably wouldn't even be in this position in talking about Premier League football. But we're always looking to bring in someone to lighten the load on Ross Stewart. Obviously, we're not expecting 40 goals from Ross Stewart in the Premier League. It's a completely different level and a different standard. So we will be looking for more bodies still. There's still a couple more areas that I think we could do with strengthening in. And yeah, it's all about the Wolves game now, though, at the moment. That's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on how we're going to set up, how we're going to play. And we've had positive training sessions coming into this one. So I'm happy with how things are going. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that game. Thanks very much, guys. Big first game back in the Premier League. This is the team we are going to be going with. We are sticking with Patterson in goal for this one. Green may be starting soon, but we are sticking with Patterson for now. Let's get into the first game. I'm excited, but I'm also very, very nervous.
The new Premier League season only moments away. But which team will stamp their authority today? We will soon find out. Kick-off next here on EA TV.
It is an exciting day. I'd say there's less pressure on us than maybe some of the other teams because obviously we did lack a bit of quality. Nelson Semedo, first game of the season though, back against his former club. This is the bit I don't think I can show, but I'm going to leave it for now anyway. Obviously, it says we're playing a very strange formation. We aren't in reality playing this formation. It is a 5-back, but obviously we have Jack Clark in a little bit of a different position than the generic lineup. Nathan Collins playing as a right back, which I'm not sure is meant to be a thing. Levi Garcia, not sure who that is. Decent team though, obviously a lot more quality in the Wolves side than we currently have in our side, but we've got to go into this with confidence and see what we can get done, because obviously they will have a lot more quality in this league to pass around us than in the Championship. So we have switched to a bit more of a press. We almost play through Gelhardt. We look for Stewart, but Stewart just can't quite wrap his leg around to get to the ball. We may have to work on Richards passing a little bit if he is going to play that role for us as a starter. Obviously, we have got Diallo training on there. Kalajdzic, Oxford up against him. That is a great bit of strong play though from Sasa Kalajdzic. We are 1-0 down at home. Reece Oxford could not get around him. He held up the ball incredibly well and powers one into the top corner. I was hoping Reece Oxford would get around him, but Reece Oxford just could not. Kalajdzic holds him off incredibly well. We go 1-0 down. Frustratingly as well, because I actually think we've started the game okay. De La Cruz coming forward very quickly. Reece Oxford goes across. Going to fall to Kalajdzic. Back to De La Cruz. Sirkin with a very good interception. We do go into half time 1-0 down. I actually don't think we've played too badly either, so I think it's a bit harsh on us, but we just couldn't stop Kalajdzic when he was using his strength to get round Reece Oxford there. Midfield-wise, Josh Brownhill's done very well in making tackles so far. We've missed out on Mahmoud Dahoud. Oh, Ross Stewart breaks through one-on-one, but Jose Sarr with a very good save. That is a frustrating one because Ross Stewart did really well there. Won the ball back, played it off to Joe Gelhardt. Then Sirkin does get that one, but gets it nicked back off him by Guedes. Sirkin tries to foul, but actually ends up falling over. Patterson makes a good save at the near post. Good ball out to Nelson Semedo. Can he find the head of Ross Stewart? He can, but it's another good save from Jose Sarr. Hello? Why have we just let him through? Why did we just let him through there? What just happened? That was very confusing. Joe Gelhardt is getting tired. We only have Djaku though, like I said. So I'm not 100% sure about bringing Djaku on. I just don't think he's Premier League level right now. We are getting, the ball is deflecting all around our box right now though. Kalajdzic going to go out wide to Hwang Hee-chan late on here. He's probably going to look for the through ball, I imagine. Ain't no worry. Mahmoud Dahoud finds Semedo, Ahmad. Nelson Semedo very late on. Will run forward. Dahoud. Ross Stewart in the last couple of minutes. Sunderland are going to get an equaliser through the man of the moment. Ross Stewart. I don't think we played bad enough to deserve a loss, to be fair. It's a good little sweeping move. Semedo's been incredible for us this game. It's a good hold-up play from Dahoud there. He then finds Ross Stewart, who's now going to come off for the last couple of seconds of this game. That is going to be the last kick of the game. We get a point. Don't ask what I just did with my arms. I was kind of stretching and then I decided not to. It was weird. But yeah, we get a point in the very last minute of the game. Incredible. I think we probably did deserve a goal. Saar made 2 very good saves from us. It's going to be a tough season. But I think we got a little bit about us still. I think we can still do it. I'm not going to give an inform for the draw, because obviously I think that'd be a little bit cheap. Transfer offer from Montpellier for Dan Neil now. Like I said, I don't think at the moment I'm wanting to let Dan Neil go. I think obviously his game time, like I said, is going to have been cut. But I still think the place for Dan Neil to be at the moment is with us. Vertson wants more money, which we're not really surprised about because he seems like a bit of a greedy bastard. We're going to go and negotiate. They're going up to 30. They started off at like, what, 26 or something, I swear? Now they're up to 31. Like, I think 28 is my absolute max. They do accept the 27. So Vertson will be coming in after some long, hard negotiations. That is what we want, though, to be fair. We don't want it to be super simple. Obviously, players know their value and want to be treated like their value. They're actually giving us an A in valuation, an excellent deal, so we've done well. We got him for 4.5 million. The best possible is 4 million, so yeah. We do have another signing number 9 coming in. We also do have a loan offer coming in for Harris Hudson here. That's a lot of H's I've just said. Very, very quick is Vertson. One of the big things that drew me to him was that pace that he'll be able to use getting in behind. Like I said, I do ideally want to train him to be a striker. It's 25 weeks to make him a striker. So we will do that. That leaves us how much in the bank? 8 million in the bank. I think we do need to try and make a centre-back signing. If we can. It's tough though, because I don't know out of the players I have on this list who it is that I want to bring in. Yeah, do you know what? I'm actually going to go and offer Tyrone Mings a deal and see what he says. We'll go 7.2. I want 7.9. See if we can throw a player in here, shall we? But I guess EA haven't had the chance to update that yet. They're actually going to think about the Djaku swap along with the 6 million, which is interesting because that could potentially be a very good deal for us. But obviously they come immediately back and say no. I don't think we can accept 7.9 because I think if we accept 7.9 we won't, well, we can't actually anyway because we don't have the money. Venete I don't want to let leave, but he's got a more decent valuation than some of the other boys that we can offer. So we'll offer him to Villa. They're not interested. I just don't think it's we're realistically going to be able to sign Tyrone Mings. We just don't seem to have the money that they're looking for right now. So that begs a question now then. Because if we can't afford Tyrone Mings, I don't think Piper or Stark are realistic. I'm gonna see what we can offer for Chris Smalling. I think his experience will be pretty big for us. I think at the moment it seems unlikely that this sign is going to come off based on how these negotiations have started. The last one I've got to offer is Juicen Benete. 6.5, we're just going to keep it all the same. They're going to think about Juicen Benete. That usually means they're going to say no. So they're not happy with the offer for Smalling like I thought. Hudson's loan offer is going to be accepted, so we will send him out there. Hume has got an offer come in. Again, we're going to swap it to just a loan. Chris Smalling, I think we're just going to reject because I don't think it's likely we're going to be able to bring him in. So the question is now, where do we go? Do we just go and get Jefferson Lerma and bring him in and train him as a centre-back? I think that's what I want to do. I feel more confident in that. And a 500k sign on. They're happy with that. So Jefferson Lerma will be joining us for a free. We're going to train him as a centre-back because I think he's going to be a better option for us. Like I said, he's not coming immediately into the starting lineup at the minute. It's only going to take him 2 weeks as well, so that's not too bad. He's not coming immediately into the starting lineup, but I think just having that option of another centre-back, I know we have Colwell as well, like I said, who is another option for us to start. But I want the 4 options. When you're playing a back 3, I feel like you constantly need to have 4. We do have our next game of the season here, however, up against Chelsea at the Stadium of Light once again. It's going to be another tough game. Semedo is actually... A lot of our players are really tired, which I'm not sure what's quite going on there. Can Lerma play centre-back yet? Alright, Lerma can play centre-back, so Lerma's actually going to be immediately coming in for this one. So Lerma, I said he won't be starting, but with Semedo being tired, we're going to push Sam McCallum out, further out wide, and we're going to let Jefferson Lerma come in on that centre-back role to start this one. This is going to be an incredibly difficult game for us to get anything from. Because I think we can maybe use another left wing back, and I am eyeing someone at the moment. Daniel Richards getting another chance. Wasn't overly impressed by him last game. I think he got swamped a little bit. Diallo did do well when he came on. Let's take a look at the Chelsea lineup. Malang Sarr, Wesley Fofana. Actually not the superstars I thought they were going to be. N'Golo Kante, Mason Mount, Pulisic, Patrick Schick and Raheem Sterling in the front 3. Victor Osimhen on the bench, however, as well as Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Otavio. So they do have those superstar names that I was talking about. Just some of them are currently sat on the bench. That's a bad tackle there. Can Brownhill switch this one over towards McCallum? He can. McCallum does try to header it down to Dahoud, but it doesn't quite come off. Zirkin's got the ball played in behind him now, and Pulisic is breaking through. He's going to find Patrick Schick. And somehow Patterson has gone round the ball instead of just taking it. I don't know where Patrick Schick is going for the celebration. We're just going to skip it because it's taken too long, frankly. Unfortunately, Ferguson pushes up. Sirkin doesn't pay attention. I don't know what happened to Patterson there, if I'm honest. Kind of found himself in a terrible position. We are 1-0 down within 5 minutes against Chelsea. These Hawks are closing him down. N'Golo Kante into Schick. That's a good save from Patterson. Chelsea very good in the attack, as you imagined they would be. To Josh Brownhill. Unfortunately, it's Stewart on the ball here, which isn't what we want. Another poor pass from us is going to put us back under pressure pretty much immediately. And Reece Oxford has controlled the ball into the path of Patrick Schick. Don't know what Reece is doing there, because he should intercept that, but instead the ball somehow, as he tries to control it from the pass, spins him around. Like I said, not surprised that we're 2-0 down, but not happy that it's been quite so sloppy. Josh Brownhill doesn't play the ball fast enough. All 3 forward players for Chelsea are just everywhere. We've got 94 players stood in the same spot in midfield. Ross Stewart has made a run through here up against Edouard Mendy. Ross Stewart will get a goal back for Sunderland. Ross Stewart, 2 goals in 2. We are 2-1 down though, so it's not great, but at least we did score against Chelsea. Even if we do go on to get battered 5-1 now, at least we did score. Ferguson almost got there. Pulisic. Don't parry it again, Patterson, God's sake. Dahoud into Gelhardt. McCallum into Dahoud.
Brownhill. Dahoud.
Mahmoud, you're meant to be one of our big players in here, boy. Like, you can't be making those kind of mistakes. If we can play this fast, we can get through Chelsea here. Ross Stewart up against Malang Sarr. Going to test him. Ross Stewart gets us back on level terms against Chelsea. That is crazy. Ross Stewart is showing that he does have that ability to still run the defenders. That's mad from Ross Stewart. We do play around the press. I saw them pressing up. Malang Sarr obviously not having the pace to keep up with Ross Stewart. Ross Stewart's got his 3rd goal of the season. Ross Stewart again could prove to be maybe the most important player in this Sunderland save, at least in the early years. maybe overall, because his goals once again dragging us up. It's a good bit of play. We haven't had a lot of good bits of play. Lost it towards Stewart. Do you know what? I think there's a weakness in this Chelsea side that I've seen. That with them pushing their wing backs up as high as they are. Sorry, I'm stuttering all over the place. They are vulnerable for us, for our front two, to be on them as soon as we get that ball forward. All we have to do is be able to find the front two. Two braces in the first half, Patrick Schick and Ross Stewart. That's a good tackle from McCallum. Mahmoud Dahoud's going to bring this one out. Dahoud's going to continue his run down the wing. He is up against Chilwell, so he might get caught. See if we can pick out Ross Stewart for the header. That is almost a hat-trick for Ross Stewart there. It's a very good cross from Mahmoud Dahoud. Ross Stewart, though, gets too much on it and sends it all the way back across. Can't quite put the tackle in. Pulisic rolls it across. Is that a save from Patterson there? It is. Patrick Schick, which I think he's actually lucky to only get a yellow for. What the fuck? That is so unfair. No, it's not what they deserve. Osimhen just coming on the field. Pretty sure that's Raheem Sterling who's out-jumped Semedo there. It is. Yeah, no, see, for me, that is undeserved and very sus, because I don't think Raheem Sterling in any world out-jumps Nelson Semedo for a header. I'm sorry, I just don't. It just doesn't happen. Oh, I didn't actually put Vertson on the bench, did I? That was a mistake, because he would be good in a position like this, I think. And the opposition are sat back a bit, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be 4-1. You don't deserve that celebration. I think we're unlucky, to be fair. I think the Osimhen goal, kind of knocked the stuffing out of us, to be honest. And I think it's, again, like I say, I don't like complaining too much because I think the game has been a lot fairer this year. So it is a 4-2 loss at home, unfortunately. We were expected to lose to Chelsea. I'm not too surprised. I actually think Chelsea should be a bit embarrassed with their performance because I think we actually outplayed them for spells in that game. Heath has got a loan offer from QPR here. We will send him out on a 1-year loan if he will accept it. None of our lads so far have accepted their loan offers. That is going to be the end of this episode. We may look to... We do have a cup game next episode now. We may look to try and make another signing on deadline day or before deadline day. We do start things off with a draw and a loss in the Premier League so far. Like I said, it's not really a surprise. It's going to be a tough season for us so far. Two more signings coming in, in the form of Vertson and Lerma. I was actually quite impressed by Lerma in the last game, if I'm honest. I think he actually played quite well. I think we also probably need to invest in starting Amad Diallo over Richards, because I just don't think Richards is quite there yet. But that's going to be the end of the episode. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell to get notified about when the next episode is available to you. There, we got there eventually. And I hope to see you in it. Peace.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends